Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Allen Family Firewood. I am flying solo today, and I am in the shop building a bin to put chunks into instead of building pallets that I really need. I need another couple hundred of those at least, but we're going to build a bin to put chunks into. Or are we? Not sure. I'm almost done. But I got the whiteboard over here, and we are going to do some numbers, and we're going to talk about this and really break it down to see whether or not it's worth saving the chunks for us. Because it's a numbers thing, and that's what it all comes down to in business. You're either making money or you're not. So we're going to run the numbers, but we're going to get it built, and I'm building this thing rugged. There's a lot of 2x4s, a lot of screws, a lot of nails. It's a lot. I brought in a lot of 2x4s, and this is taking way more 2x4s than I thought, but that's all right. Instead of selling them, we're gonna build a rugged. That thing's got to go 300 pounds. I'm telling you guys, this thing is heavy. But I'm gonna get it finished up here. I got some more side pieces to put on so the chunks don't fall out. And then we'll do some talking. So I'll be right back at you. All right, so I started with just a regular pallet, just like the regular pallets that we do for firewood. Only I'm just going to put these walls all the way, all four sides, and then put cross slats like you can see in the back out of 2x4s. That way it'll be good and rugged. But there's a lot of lumber going into this, you guys, and I might be second guessing myself whether or not this is even worth doing, but we're going to get it done here and then talk about it. So let me get this thing finished up, and we'll be right back at you. All right, we just got the wall framed up here. Just got to put this all together here. Yeah. Let's see if we can get that one squared away. There, that part's done. Now we just got to go around the top and then put side rails all the way around and make this thing really rugged. That looks about right. Oh, the nails fall out. Of course they do. Alright, let's put these on. Just trying to tie the whole thing together to make it good and strong. Another one there. Let's see. Just trying to get all the corners tied in really well so that it'll be rugged. D4, 51 and 7/8. All right. More nails. Well, there, that is a rugged pallet, you guys. Or a rugged bin. Call it whatever you want, but that, I think that's going to be plenty. Plenty, plenty, plenty. I mean, them 2x4s are doubled up, and this is all rough cut lumber. So, I don't know how to make it any stronger. I mean, it's got, geez, I don't know how many nails it's got in it, but it's probably got $15 worth of nails for that nailing gun in this thing. I don't think it's going to come apart. But, well, there, we got the bin all built. I'd say that thing is super, super rugged. Not going to break that anytime soon. It is made out of pine. I ought to be able to get 5 or 6 years out of it, I think. But I brought out the whiteboard just to help. I'm not sure if you guys can even read that, but I'll go over some of the numbers. After building this and going through as many 2x4s as I did and as many nails as I did, I mean, there's 10 times as many nails in that bin as there is one of these pallets. Probably more than that. But let's just run some numbers real quick like. Now, I ended up using 70 board feet of 2x4s to build this. So there's also boards in the pallet and stuff. That's all counted in. Now, if I saw that on the mill like I did and I put it out for sale, I can easily, I mean, it's quick. Within a day or two, I can sell the lumber at $1.25 per board foot. So at $1.25 a board foot, there's 70 board feet in that pallet. Now, if you do the math real quick, that comes to $87.50 that I have in lumber in that pallet. Now, you have to figure that in because I can sell it. So it's an actual cost. I mean, I could have that cash in my pocket. Now, there's another $10 worth of nails, screws, and probably the power to run the lights while we're here to build it, because I've been all afternoon doing this, you guys, trying to come up with this and figure out a good way to do it. I think I could certainly get it down to probably a couple hours per bin. So at 2 hours, I figure my time has got to be worth $30 an hour. I mean, it's got to be worth $30 an hour. That's what I make when I'm splitting wood. And instead of splitting wood or making pallets, that's what I'm doing. So you have to figure that in, because this is a business, remember. So 2 hours at $30 is $60. So we got $87.50 for the wood. We got $10 for the nails and $60 for my time. That comes up to $157 for that pallet. Wood bin, chunk bin, whatever you want to call it. That seems really, really excessive when you stop and think that I don't believe the inside of that is as big as an IBC tote. Now, I did some quick math. The inside dimensions are 40 inches by 40 inches by 29 inches. Now, that comes out per cubic feet of loose thrown wood. It would take 5.6 of those pallets to make 1 cord. So I'd have to build another 5.5. Let's just call it 5. Just because you could probably round them up. You wouldn't be able to stack them if you rounded them up though. But let's just call it 5. Just let's go on the low side and make things, try and keep the numbers lower. So it would take 5 of those full of chunk wood to equal 1 cord. Hopefully you guys are following along. I wrote it here. So I've done a lot of research and looking around, and I've talked to some other people. It is saleable, I'm told. I've never had good luck selling it. But if I can have the same luck that everybody else is having, I could get $200 per cord for chunk wood. I assume that's them coming to pick it up, because I certainly can't deliver it for that. That doesn't work out. They'd have to come here and pick it up. And that's why I didn't build the bins very tall, just because you're going to be able to bend over to get into them. They are 29 inches tall on the inside, but you're going to add in this 6 inches of pallet underneath of it. So it's just over 3 feet. Or about 3 feet. So when you do the math at $200 per cord, and it takes, let's just call it 5 of those bins, that makes that bin full of that short, chunky, crappy wood that I haul to the mulch place or the dump or wherever I can get rid of it. Dump it over the bank, it's got to go. I would get $40 per bin full of wood. Now, I've got $157 into building that bin. And I'm only going to get $40 back. And the wood's going to have to sit in that for a year to dry because it's oak. So if you divide 40 into 157, you know what? We can't even go there. I didn't figure in all the expenses yet. $40 a bin for that wood. I didn't get paid to split it. And I really need to get paid if I'm going to split wood. I get paid $30 an hour when I'm splitting regular wood. So let's say it took me half an hour of splitting all them little chunks, because Buster's pretty quick. I could probably fill that in a half an hour if I was doing nothing but just the little chunks. So a half an hour of my time is $15. So instead of $40 a bin, I'm technically only getting $25 per bin, because I got to pay myself. So that's once a year, that $157 bin is going to bring me back $25 in sales. I think that bin's probably going to hold up for about, let's say, 6 years. I'll probably get 6 years out of that, especially if I put more time into it and I coat it with oil and try and preserve it. So $25 a year, over the course of 6 years, what do you guys come up with? I come up with $150. It cost me $157 to build that pallet. So I'm not even going to get my money back until year 7. That's if the pallet holds up. I don't believe that pallet will make it 7 years. It certainly won't make it past that. So it's basically a break-even deal. I mean, yes, I got paid to split it, but I'm not figuring a lot of stuff into it, and I'm getting paid to build it. It just doesn't, the math doesn't come out right, you guys. So, I mean, who is going to invest $157 and slowly get it back over 6 years? Now, I get it, not everybody does this as a business, and sometimes they're a hobby, but look at it like your job. Most everybody goes to work every day. So if your boss wanted you to come in and say work 1 extra day a week for free, would you do that for the next 6 years? Probably not. I mean, maybe that's not a good analogy, but it's spending money right now that you're not going to get back anytime soon. It's going to be years to do it. And all of this hinges on, hopefully I can sell it, and it will bring what everybody seems to think that it will bring. I still have my doubts. I don't think it will. Nice clean firewood, you can buy it green here in Maine delivered for $280 a cord. They'll dump it in your yard. So I don't think anybody wants to pay $200 for short, oddball, chunky size stuff that won't stack very good and spend their time to come here and get it and throw it in their car and bring it home with them to save $75. I don't think that's going to happen, you guys, but I could be wrong. There could be people that do that. Even if they did, I only have just so much real estate up back to put all that wood in. We just spent a huge amount of money having an excavator here to make as much square footage out of the land that we have and make it all usable so that I can put these pallets of wood there. So, I mean, if you only have a square area that's a certain size, if I put that bin there, it's going to make me $25. After 7 years, it will start making me $25. If I take one of these pallets full of wood that I get for free, mind you, all of our wood is free and it's unlimited. I could haul wood every day, you guys, and it's what I don't haul. That's why the tree companies have those huge chippers. They're 2 feet. They'll take a 2-foot tree and they just stick it in and the whole tree goes through. Now that's a waste of wood. That kills me. Nice, straight, clean wood, but that's their business. They're into cutting trees down and that's what they get paid for. They're not in the wood business. They need to get in, get out, go to the next job. If they're spending time hauling it back to the yard or hauling it to the dump, it costs them money. They do. They pay to get rid of their wood. Most of them do. Or they find some place to dump it. But chips, when they chip it, they can get rid of the wood chips for nothing. Most anybody will take wood chips in their yard for free. So that's why they chip it all. I mean, big stuff, you guys. Huge stuff. I mean, the last job we were on, I couldn't haul it away quick enough, and they didn't want to wait. They chipped 2 or 3 cord of tree length stuff, that big, all oak, nice, straight, clean stuff. Oh, it was terrible, but I understand that's their business. So where it's a business, I can only fit just so many of these in that piece of ground. One of these pallets full of nice, straight, clean oak, like that I split, because I kick the twisted stuff off to the side. I don't mess with that. It's just not worth it. It will bring me $200. I can get $400 a cord for our hardwood. That's just what we can get for it here. Even more than that, if I'm splitting bundle grade stuff, it's closer to $600 a cord for that. But let's just say $400 and go on the low side. If you had to choose, and you only had so much space, like us, would you put a pallet of $40 wood there, or $25 wood, or would you put a $200 pallet of wood there? Which one's going to make you more money? It's a no-brainer, you guys. These big pallets, the same size as that, they're both the same size, take up the same amount of ground space. They're a 4x4 pallet. Regular firewood pays so much better. I get it. There's those small chunks. But if I'm wasting my time dealing with all the little chunks, it's time I don't have to go get more nice, straight, clean wood that they're just going to chip. That's the waste. So, and it's really not a waste what we're doing with the chunks. We're bringing them up to the mulch place. When I scoop up the sawdust, all those short chunks go in. And they're turning it all into mulch. But I just wanted to really break it down because there's been a lot of comments on the channel lately about wasting the wood. And I've done these numbers 6 ways to Sunday, you guys. And I can't make it work no matter what I do. Yes, I could burn it inside here. I could. But once again, do I build a pallet like this and tie up all that money to bring inside here in the shop to heat the shop with? Or do I use one of these pallets and put a half a cord in it? Because once again, we're down to there's only so much real estate to be had. I think if I had 50 acres of farm and field and more room than I knew what to do with, sure, yeah. I would just be throwing those short chunks in the bucket and go dump them out in the field somewhere in a big pile and run a non-stop ad of people where they could come and pick them out of a pile and fill their truck for 20. I'd take $20. I'd give it to them. I don't care. It's just not. You're going to get something for it because I'm wasting my time splitting it. So if you're using your time, you got to get paid for it. But I don't have that kind of real estate here. Our whole wood yard the wood yard down back where the splitter is probably 150 by 150. And then the wood yard up top is probably 60 by 200. I mean, it's probably more like 150. Yeah, probably 60 by 150. In order to put 200 or more cord, I need all that space. And this is the stuff here that pays the bills. It really does. I mean, that chunk wood, it doesn't pay the bills. And it takes up a lot of space and it takes up a lot of time. So that's why I wanted to bring this to you guys and show you. So instead of that being a wood chunk bin, I am now going to use it to put my sideboards in that go on the sides of all the pallets. Because we're always handling them, moving them, lugging them, coming and getting 20 at a time, bringing them out back. It's a pain. So I might build another one of these bins just to hold all the sideboards. It'll all go in there nice and neat, and I can move them around with a tractor. I think that's going to work good. So, there. I think we solved another problem today. Or at least I solved a problem that I've been trying to figure out, because I want to do right by you guys, and I don't want to waste something. But if it's going to cost me money to do it, I just can't do it. I just can't throw that kind of money away. It just doesn't work. So I don't really have anything else, but I mean, the pallet's done, and I think I'm just going to go home for the day. So we will catch you guys on the next one, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope some of this made sense. And like I said, I'm not sure if you can even read the whiteboard that's behind me, but it was something I picked up at the dump, and I figured I'd screw it to the pallets behind me. And well, what's the worst case? I wasted half an afternoon building a bin, but I've got a good use for it. Maybe, yeah, here I am, I'm yammering on some more. Maybe buying IBC totes would be a cheaper way of doing it. Because instead of $160 to build one of these, I can buy those for $75. You hands down, it's not possible to get free IBC totes here in Maine. Doesn't happen, doesn't work, it's unheard of. The cheapest I found them is $75. Maybe if you know somebody at a big company that actually has them, but all those big companies have somebody and they bring them home and they're the ones selling them. Nobody gives them away. They just don't. You can't get into a company to get them for free. It just does not work up here in Maine. I know in a lot of other states you can find them for free or cheap, but it does not work that way. And I'd probably have to drive 6-8 hours to go find free ones, and it's not worth driving that far. So this is what we came up with. I'm trying to cover all the bases. But as usual, once again, thanks for watching, you guys, and take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.